Hi, welcome to On the Record. I'm here at the APC, or the America's Partner Conference, and I'm here with Herbert Koeck, and we'll come back to you in a minute, and with Scott Dunsire. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Herbert, we'll start with you. Just sort of tell us what you do for HP.
I'm the Vice President and General Manager for the LaserJet and Enterprise Solutions Group in the Americas as part of IPG.
And Scott?
I am the Vice President of IPG for the Solution Partners Organization, which basically means I have responsibility for the channel in the U.S.
So HP has dominated the printer marketplace for the last 3,000 years or something like that. What are the opportunities today, right now, for the next 12 months? Let's not look way out there. The opportunities right now for my audience, which is all the VARs.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think when you look at imaging and printing in general, there's a huge opportunity out there for refresh. So we have over 5 million printers out there today that are over 5 years old, in the U.S. only, speaking of the U.S. And there's a tremendous opportunity to go and have conversations with your end user customers around some of the new technologies that we have. That's one. The second is really around managed print services. We're seeing more and more end user customers request cost savings initiatives, and we're attacking that from the managed print perspective. So, as you look forward, having to start those dialogues today around managed print will come to fruition, in the short term versus the long term where it was maybe a couple years ago. So this managed print thing is really starting to kick it into gear.
So let's talk about the first one first, and we'll come to you in a minute. When you say that there's these units that are 5 years old, why would a reseller want to go in there and sell it to their customer if it's still working?
Yeah, technology changes. Right? Just take a look at some of our new technologies like ePrint. ePrint is really our cloud printing type services, and what that allows customers to do is to print from anywhere in the world to a printer, because the printer now has its own IP address. So, for example, we're seeing 85% of the people who have smartphones, tablets, want to print. Right? This gives them an opportunity to, really control and print their content when they want, at any time, from any place. So, newer technologies really are driving, better behavior for us as end users, and provides opportunity for our resellers, to go in and have those conversations, because that's what customers want. And 5 years ago, the technology was not there for customers to do that. So, just if you had one thing I would tell you to go focus on, is look at our printers that have ePrint capabilities, because your customers are going to want to print from their Blackberries, from their iPhones, from their pads, from their Palms, you name it.
Yeah, they're already doing it, and it's going to get more and more.
No question.
Okay, so I'm going to come back to you and talk about the whole idea of managed print services in a minute. But first I want to talk about the whole cost management thing. So how is it that a VAR can benefit from this cost management of what a printer can do for them nowadays?
I think the starting point is if you think about it, printing in the old way has been defined as saying, as a VAR or as a reseller, you sell a printer to the customer. Most of the time, the supplies which are related to the printer have been sold by somebody else in the channel. And the engagement you had with the customer from the printing perspective was once every 3 years, every 3.5 years. Now, if you include as a VAR reseller partner the supplies part, just the supplies part, where you have an engagement with the customer on a monthly rate. Every 2-3 months the customer is coming back to you and you have a chance to engage with the customer. If you think about to expand this even to a solutions portfolio, then the engagement is almost on a daily basis. And we do know from the enterprise space is that when customers are spending $2.50 out of $10 for hardware and supplies and break fix, they're spending $7.50 on services and software and solutions out there. So huge opportunity out there for our reseller partner to drive the same concepts which have worked for enterprise customers now for years, to reduce cost by standardizing the print fleet, by getting it unified so that you reduce distribution cost of toner, to bring that one now to small and medium business customers who at the end of the day have exactly the same need to become more efficient in their business.
And the interesting thing about that is that we have a lot of people in our database who are managed service providers. And the biggest concern that they all have is that they're losing contact with their customers. And now all of a sudden you're giving them
That's the single biggest opportunity, because as soon as you include supplies, as soon as you include services and solutions, you're almost in daily contact with the customer. And in consequence, this means you understand the customer, you see the opportunities first, and obviously can respond to that one better than any of your competitors who is coming in every 3 years and finds then opportunities.
And the problem is that the people who are, if you're not selling the toner, somebody else is, and that's basically you're saying, here, come on in, sell to my customer. By the way, I'm telling them I don't do everything, and you're saying you do everything. Well, who's the customer going to end up with?
Right.
You know, it's
not including supplies in the engagement with the customer means you open the door to any of your competitors to come in every 2 months and do that thing which what you could do very successfully.
And I think nowadays, with the managed services, this is more important than ever before. Would you agree?
Exactly. And the opportunity is out there, because at the same time when this happens, the big convergence happens between the copying world and the printing world. The called merchants works where, for example, print is getting email addresses, as Scott mentioned before with ePrint, which is a huge solutions and services part which you can address as a reseller.
So let's talk about them becoming a managed print service. I always get that one, you know.
Tongue twister.
You have to find a better name for it. If we're going to go with MSPs and MTSs, the next one will be a PMS. Oh, wait, sorry. Shouldn't have said that one. Where's the real advantage for the VARs in becoming a managed print service provider?
Yeah, we've developed a program within our Partner One portal called Office Printing Solutions. And really what we do is we go out and look for partners who have the capabilities or desires to want to get into the management services business. And we've created the financial incentives to make it a real attractive opportunity from a program perspective, a margin perspective. We've also identified 4 different collaborative partners out there in the U.S. today. So we have Printsol, we have NER, we have Supplies Networks, Carbon 6, and we have United's program called HQ. So these are 4 managed print services providers that have the capabilities and infrastructure and tools for our SMB resellers to work with, so they don't have to make huge investments. They don't have, they need to make investments in people, salespeople, but they can leverage these 4 partners that we've certified as our collaborative partners to work with, which is great for the SMB arena, because capital's tough. Right? Coming up with additional capital to invest in a management services business today is not necessarily the easiest conversation for people who are trying to keep their doors open, right? But leveraging what's already out there with HP, provides them an access into that marketplace with all the tools available at no cost to them. So all they have to do is invest in people, a few people that have the skill set to go sell it, but our collaborative partners actually help them with everything from the logistics piece to the proposal piece. And it's been our strategy for the last year, and we're seeing tremendous amounts of growth. So the answer to your question is, the reason they ought to get into this is because there's a huge financial opportunity for them. It's a great conversation with the customers, and it's a way to do it with our collaborative partners that don't require a significant investment on their piece, which we think is attractive, and it is working.
So easy, profitable, keeps them in front of their customer,
yes,
and blocks out their competitors.
No question. No question.
Gee.
Sounds like a no-brainer, right?
You know what? I have to agree. I told you before we started this that I've been pushing this message for so long, because I just never understood why a VAR doesn't get into this type of business.
There's one other element which is a major driver why the future is with our VAR partners in this area, because VAR partners have access and do understand the network. If you assume that printing devices will be connected to the network each and everywhere out in the world, the one you need as a customer is who understands your network and whom you trust on the network. And that's not the copying channel out there, that's the VAR partners out there, because that's what they are doing already today.
Right. Last question, we have to keep it really quick because we're running out of time,
Mhm.
and that is, HP has dominated this market forever.
Let me clarify that one is we have been leading this market for 25 years when we started the laser printing.
Great. Why? What's so great about HP that you're able to do that?
I don't know. I have a couple of.
I'll give you my perspective. I'd love to hear Herbert's as
The
well.
point is, the one and the only reason why is loud and clear is because we have been listening to what the customers really wanted and then have built products around. And this is, even up to today, the single biggest opportunity we have because of the large base of customers we have. They are telling us, millions of customers are telling us every day what they need going forward. And that's a huge advantage nobody can match.
Marketing 101.
Yeah, I mean, I will tell you, HP's brand is second to none, right? I mean, from our inkjet products to our laserjet products to our wide format graphics products, very solid technology from across the entire line. More importantly, I think our channels of distribution are the best in the world. So if you look at how HP built their printer business, it was through the channel. It wasn't a direct motion. And that includes retail. So if you look at what we've done in retail and what we've done in the commercial channels, we have leveraged the partners to really become the world leader from a printing perspective. So great technology, but more importantly, an enablement of the best channel partners in the world to help drive that message for us.
You know what? That's a perfect place to end.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.